Thanks for joining us on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Let's talk Abington Heights Lady Comets softball. We are talking with a couple of young ladies and the head coach, John Kelly, with us. John, first state playoff game, and it's victorious for you and your ladies there. I'm sure it feels pretty good to get that under your belt.
It's a great win. Happy for them. They played a great game today, and our defense came through when we needed it, and big hit by Dom, and they live to play another day.
Well, John, you've been getting that performance from this team all season long. It's really been a special group, a special year, a successful season last year as well. But talk about the senior leadership you're getting right now out of this team.
It started at the beginning of the season. We have quite a few freshmen with us this year, and our senior class really took them under their wing, and it's been the closest group we've had. From day one, the young players felt like they were part of the team, and in any team, that's huge, and this is a team in every sense of the word.
And that leadership goes around a few different ways. Dominique Emmett and Paige Harris, a couple of them. But tell us a little bit about Marissa Lewis as a senior, what she brings to this team.
Marissa's a really good player. She's also the one kid on the team that can make me laugh, and they all know that's a tough thing to do. She keeps us lighthearted. She's a very gifted player, and she's been on a tear hitting lately, and she's carrying the team outside of Dom with her bat, and also hasn't made an error at first base all year. So she leads by example. And then we have Cassie Toth at second base, who I've said all year long is the best second baseman in the league, bar none. And we have Caroline Mattice, who's also another strong senior leader.
And, of course, you go down that list of players. There's a handful doing great things, and then there's some underclassmen, including Kaylee DeMatteo, who's doing a great job for you.
Kaylee's had an excellent season. She was our leading hitter early through the year and has continued to, be one of our top hitters. Defensively, she's played awesome. She's had over 60 chances at third base with only 2 errors. And at third base, not many balls are hit to you very easy. Their balls are hit with some juice, and she's played very well. As a matter of fact, had a line drive hit at her today that she stabbed and turned into a double play late in the game, which was key to helping us win that game.
Coach, everybody has different philosophies, whether it's a certain sport or, the way you go about it. Talk about your role as to, do you want to know a lot about the other team? Do you tell your players a lot, or is it, hey, let's go play our game?
It's a combination of both. It's nice to know a little bit about the other team, especially like a team like today that we haven't seen, you don't know a lot about. I mean, it's nice if you can find out some information. In today's world with technology, we were able to find out a few things about them before we played. But either way, our game is we just show up, whoever's on the field against us, we play, and we just play our game.
Coach, looking at your lineup, I'm not sure if you squeeze the numbers just a little bit, but looks like you have some height on this team, and you have some power. We know that. Talk about the pretty good genes right now that these girls can bring it, and they have a little bit of power and of course, that tallness to them.
Yeah, we're pretty strong throughout our lineup. We always say, 1 through 9, anybody can hit it out. Cassie Toth is our number 9 hitter, and she's hit home runs in the past, and I think has one as well this year. Marissa bats 7th and number 1 on our team with doubles with 10. So, we can hit from top to bottom, and, that's tough for opposing teams. It's kind of hard to pitch around anybody. And even Dom is as good a hitter as she is, and people try to pitch around her, Kaylee's right behind her. So there's no easy, person in our lineup.
Coach, you mentioned a little bit about that serious part that you have, and, of course, you had to have some command of your team, but Marissa kind of brings out that other side of you a little bit. But are you having fun nonetheless with this group? You said it's a real tight-knit group.
Oh, absolutely. The senior leadership makes it a lot easier for me this year. I mean, I don't really have to say a whole lot outside of softball. They handle everything. I mean, there's been no issues as far as players, and if there is an issue, they take care of it. I mean, as a coach, it makes it a lot easier for me. I could just, concentrate on softball and doing the things softball related. I don't have to get tied down in some of the minutia outside the field. The seniors handle everything. Let's
talk right now with a couple of young ladies here on this Abington Heights Lady Comets softball team. Kaylee DeMatteo joining us right now. She is a junior. Kaylee, let's talk about your role on this team and fitting in and doing your job there for the Lady Comets.
Obviously, my number one goal is to basically keep the team unity up and keep everyone's attitude high and positive, because little things like that are what comes together to win the games.
How about the toughness of this team? I mean, I think it starts with Paige on the mound and Dominique behind the plate. They're as tough as you're going to get, but as Coach mentioned, you go up and down this lineup, a little bit of grit everywhere.
Oh, absolutely. Every single spot in our lineup is basically solid. We don't have a weak spot. And even with our defense, I think it's very special with this team this year, because we all know that we're there to back each other up, and every play that's made, make an error, get the next one. We have that attitude that we just keep going no matter what.
Kaylee, obviously you put some energy into your studies. That's number one. But sports-wise, you concentrate on softball. Tell us about how much you play, not only during the Abington Heights season, but do you play some travel ball and kind of get it in year-round?
Yes, I play for the Impact Panthers, 18U travel softball team, and that's basically all year. As soon as school ball's done, already back to practices and then tournaments all summer, every weekend.
Coach mentioned a few players on the squad this year that are playing well. How about a few that you've seen that have really stepped up their game for you to win your first game in the state playoffs?
Well, obviously, Paige Harrison, her pitching never fails. She pitches solid, hits her spots constantly, and she knows that she has that solid defense behind her to back her up all the time. And same with Dom. She's solid behind the plate. And our shortstop, Cassidy Barkowski, she, in the beginning of the year, play was hit to her. She'd get and make an error, and she'd keep it in her head. And she's grown so much now that she gets an error, she shakes it right off, and she's back to the next play, and we'll get the next one.
Everybody picking everybody up there at Abington Heights, and that's why you're still playing here into the state playoffs. Kaylee, I want to thank you for your time, and best of luck in your future endeavors.
Thank you so much.
All right, let's move along to Marissa Lewis, who is a senior on this team. And Marissa, welcome into the show. And you having some fun right now with your teammates?
Absolutely. I couldn't be more excited to be going on to the next state playoff game. This team has become more than teammates to me. They're like a second family, and I couldn't be prouder to be playing with them.
Let's talk a little bit about the defense that you have. It all starts with Paige on the mound, but Dominique's got a job behind the plate, and then that entire infield and outfield. Every little play counts in these state playoffs.
It all starts with Paige, like you said. She pitches her heart out every game, and she knows that if she's deep in the count, she knows she can put one over the plate because she has a defense behind her to pick her up. And our outfield is solid. It starts with Allison Kane in center field, diving for every ball she can get, putting her heart into every play. And our infield, Cassie Toth, she picks up every ball hit to the right side. In the district championship game, she made every play. It was unbelievable.
How about that part of getting Coach to come around a little bit and see things in your world the way you do and get him to kind of have a little lighter side? Tell us about what that's like, because he kind of sounds like a stone-faced kind of guy, huh?
He likes to be serious a lot of the time, and I can see when he's stressed in or he just doesn't know what to say to us, and I just go over to him and say, "Coach, we got this. Don't worry. Take a deep breath." And he just looks at me and he laughs.
Well, it's nice to hear that you could get Coach Kelly to get a couple chuckles going. But how about the serious part of when things need to be serious? I'm sure your teammates respond, and they have responded into the district championship game and now into the state playoffs.
We knew things had to get serious when we had one of our losses of the season against Valley View. That kind of opened our eyes, and we knew we had to come back stronger, and we couldn't let teams walk over us because on one little error we lost the game 1-0. So I think from then on we knew that we had to bring our game every game and couldn't take anything for granted.
Marissa, after softball's all done, and I'm sure you're hoping that you can keep winning one game at a time, talk about your future endeavors here as a senior.
I'm going to continue my education at Wilkes University, and I will be majoring in pharmacy as well as playing volleyball.
Well, that's awesome. Obviously, a really nice career in pharmacy, doing a job in the classroom, and again, volleyball there at Wilkes University. Marissa, we wish you the very best, along with your teammates and your coach, John Kelly, throughout the state playoffs.
Thank you very much.
The Lady Comets of Abington Heights, one game at a time. They got one in the books. They're going to move on to round number 2 here on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers.